Facebook because I stream to Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. And Twitch, it says, is now online, so it's telling me that Twitch is online.
Crush it. Yep.
You got me.
But it's like it's a black screen. I could just see you moving your joystick and your mouse.
That's because I didn't change it back. When it all crashed, let's put it back to DCS. You should get that in a few seconds.
Yep.
Okay, so I'll get rid of this menu for a minute with my mouse, and now I'll use voice attack. So I just said comms, and it's brought up those options. So I'll now say F8. I'll now say F1. And now you'll be of course that's all delayed for you, but yeah.
Oh, how do you get the frame rate on your?
I've recently upgraded my graphics card to an RTX 3060. I did have a GTX 1050, so this is the RTX 3060, and it has made a nice difference for me.
Yeah, I was running a 980 Ti since like 2014.
Yeah, if you can change your graphics card, for me the graphics card was the weakest link, so changing that made a difference because everything else is fine. My CPU is a Ryzen 7. I've got a nice enough. I've got 16 gig of RAM, which is enough. 32 would be better, and I've got a power unit PSU that is fine. So my graphics card at that time was the weakest link, and having changed it, it has made a difference for me.
Yeah, I recently built my computer, like I rebuilt it, and yeah, I got a 3090. I got a
wow
5950X. Yeah, but it's just I kind of regretted buying it just because like it's hard for me to move like the right side of my body. I could do the stick because I don't have to use my wrists.
Yeah.
But like my fingers twitch. So like my middle mouse button, I would always ADS, you know? So, but actually it was Undead Shadow. He was playing Elite Dangerous, and then I was like, okay, I'll try, like a flying game. And then he told me about this, so
well,
now he's not playing it, but
yeah, but this is for me is the flight sim. I mean, FS 2020, I also flying that. I was flying that in a Spitfire. Yeah, I bought the Spit for that. I was flying that this afternoon, but of course there's no combat in that. It's very good, but there's no combat, and there are also things that are. It's Microsoft Flight Sim 2020.
Oh, yeah, I don't have that one.
But the thing is, it's also not as accurate, I believe, as DCS. In FS 2020, I can use toe brakes on a Spitfire. That is wrong. The Spitfire didn't have toe brakes.
Really?
The way the Spitfire works, let's just jump in. Are you still watching?
Request rearming.
Right, the way the Spitfire works is this here. I mean, this will all be delayed for you, I suppose, but this central stick that's behind the stick itself, the hand grip, the spade, that's the brake lever. And the way it works is if on a Spitfire, on my pedals, I'm now tilting my foot forward on the right rudder pedal, but you'll notice nothing's happening on the right rudder pedal because Spitfires didn't have toe brakes. The way you do it is if you want to turn right, you give it right rudder, and when you apply the brake, it puts braking on the right wheel. And likewise, if you want to turn left, left rudder, and it puts braking on the left wheel. That's the way it works in reality in a Spit. Quite uncomfortable.
That is wow.
And I tell you what, a thing that I like to relate to people is that one of the ladies, lovely ladies here, they used to transport aircraft from airfield to airfield, like during the war. I think it was Mary Ellis or something like that. I can't remember her name for sure. But of the Spitfire, she said, she's a lady in the air, but she's a bitch on the ground. Because not easy to control.
Yeah, it's weird. You know? So you would so in real life you would actually have to use like lean forward, not actually you would actually have your hand on the stick and then use like your left hand. Wow, that is so weird. That is really weird.
Are we still there?
I can't. Okay, now I can hear you.
It's probably easier in reality because when you do it for real, you can feel the pressure on that brake lever. But when I do it here, you can't feel it. It's like when we fly, we can't feel it lifting us up, pushing us on the butt, pushing our back into the seat. We can't feel that. Those things are missing, and it's sad. But that's why it's probably easier to actually fly the real aircraft than it is to do it in this, I reckon.
I don't know, man. I think I'd be scared to fly the real thing.
Oh, I'm not saying I wouldn't be scared, but I wouldn't want to share it with someone else. I only want one seat in my Spit. Let me just get another aircraft. If you've still got the stream up, hold on.
Yeah.
I'll very quickly go. Okay, I've got a new Spitfire. And actually, what about if I share my screen? You'll get it in real time, won't you?
I think so.
But I'm not sure. Share your screen. Try this. Right, hold on. Are you seeing that on Discord?
Yeah.
Excellent. Okay, I'm going to stop the stream because I don't need the stream. Although there's 2 people watching, so I'll leave that going. Although you're one of those, aren't you?
Yeah, I am.
Okay. Well, anyway, looking at it, you should see real time now. If I turn my head to the right now, did it move when I said now?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're seeing it in real time. That's much easier to explain. Right, so I'll just go through the process. Is that all right?
Okay.
I like to put the panel lights on. Open the booster and starter covers. Turn on the magneto. They're over on the left, in case you didn't see that.
Yeah.
Put the fuel pump on. You might hear that. I don't know. It's pretty quiet. And then open the fuel cock. Now I'll prime it. I'm doing this so I can show you the taxiing. Right, so it's primed and it should be ready to go, but before I start it, I'll make sure the brake is fully on and the prop pitch is fully fine.
Oh, this has prop pitch.
Okay, so the prop pitch is fully fine, brake is on, it's been primed. I should now be able to start it. Before I go much further, what I'll do is I'll put the throttle forward. There's a little switch that you can't see very easily, but it's down the bottom left there. As I move the throttle forward, it knocks that switch and turns on the power, and you'll see the down light turn on. So, okay, the power's on, that light is up, we're ready to, I've primed it, we're ready to get started. Now to start it I have to push the booster button and the starter button at the same time, which of course I can't do with a mouse, so I use the delete and end keys, okay, for that on my keyboard. That's one of the rare occasions where I use the keyboard to start the thing on the ground. Delete and end keys will push those two in. Once the engine kicks over and starts to catch, I flick this lever forward. I've got a button on the back end of my throttle unit. I'll flick the mixture lever forward and we're running. So I'll crack the throttle about that much and I'll get it started.
And I thought the P51 was complicated.
And of course the P51's got toe brakes, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Nice and easy. So I'll show you what I mean about the taxiing in this. Right, so I'll take the, well first of all what I like to do is set my altimeter, nose down and rudder trim before I go any further.
You trim the nose down?
Yep. When you look at YouTube it says give it one division, I'll zoom in. It says give it one division of nose down. Well, I find third of a division. So I'll do that now. 1/3 of a division of nose down. That's about good for me. And now I'll give the rudder trim. And the way we do this is usually we put the very technical, we put the double D of the word rudder pretty much at 12 o'clock. About there. So we've got the rudder trim sorted, we've got the nose down trim sorted. That won't stay there, that will...
Yeah, once you pick up airspeed, right?
Before we take off I will change, no, sorry. Once I've taken off, got the gear up, I'll then adjust the trim. So let me just take the brake off and we'll taxi out to the runway, which is that direction. Use about 1400 RPM. I'll try actually adjust my track IR so it's easier for me to look down so that you can. I use voice attack for that as well, see if it'll behave itself. Yep, it behaved itself. So now you should be able to see my brake and my rudder pedals as I taxi along. Brake off. Throttle up to about 1400 RPM. The rev counter is up in the top right there. I hope I'm not... So rev counter there, about 1400 RPM for taxiing. All there. Nothing coming, turn right. And then I'll mention about the takeoff. I'll try and now concentrate on the taxiing so you can see the rudder and So it's a constant adjustment, and sometimes of the throttle as well. It is not intuitive. You can see why she's a bitch on the ground.
Yeah. Although it looks like it's easier to freaking taxi than the freaking Focke.
I know you're fucking.
The pain in the butt.
But that's done on.
You keep like cutting on and off.
Sorry, that's just me being sloppy on my button. Yeah. The 109 is works on the brakes as well as the 190 does, I think, for taxiing. Okay, brake fully on. Quick check that I've got my nose down, which I have, my rudder trim, which I have. The flaps aren't down. I don't want flaps for takeoff. To take off, I'll run through it before I do it. Hold on, I've gone wonky. Okay, to take off, it's stick fully back, full right aileron, throttle up, dancing on the rudder pedals to try and keep her straight, gradually let the stick forward to its normal position. Once you're airborne, it's gear up, adjust the trim, the elevator trim, to one division, from a third of a division nose down to one division nose up. And once I've done that, I can then adjust the RPM to 2,700 and close the canopy. We keep the canopy open just in they don't have to smash through. So stick back, gear off, brake off, throttle up, cross your fingers. Gradually let it forward. Let her lift off. Gear up.
That was really nice takeoff.
Yeah, I'm getting better at it. And then adjust my, I've adjust my trim. So it's one division of nose up on the trim, and now I'll adjust my prop pitch to 2,700. I've got a freeze.
Yeah, I think the D9, the prop pitch is automatic on the D9.